I'd like to call the District 204 regular action meeting to order. Marilyn, will you please call the roll?
Member Alvarez.
Present.
Member Aubert.
Here.
Member Vita Daniels. Present. Member Dillon.
Here.
Member Gretsch. Here. Member Nava. Present. Member Thomas.
Here.
Great. I'd like to ask you all to stand and participate in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I borrow your pen? Yeah. Okay. Okay, is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda as presented?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Our first agenda item is public participation. Marilyn, do we have any speakers tonight? Okay, so we thank you all for attending this evening's meeting. As with the case of all of our meetings, there are two opportunities for the public to share their comments with the Board of Education, one now and one before we adjourn our meeting. For our first public comment session, we'll be listening to comments from those audience members who have signed up to speak before the meeting. And after we finish our agenda items tonight, anybody that has signed up during the meeting will also have an opportunity to speak. The board appreciates and values hearing comments from our community. Please understand that the board does not engage in dialogue or discussion during our meeting. If there is a specific question or comment that requires follow-up, the appropriate administrator will respond at a later time. Finally, each individual addressing the board will have 3 minutes for their comments, and we appreciate your cooperation in keeping to this time limit. In accordance with board policies 2230 and 830, we thank you for keeping tonight's meeting respectful and civil for all in attendance. Marilyn, will you please call our first speaker? Andrew?
Good evening, President Aubert and fellow board members. I am Andrew Johannes. I am the LTA, the teacher union president, for those of you that don't know who I am. It has been a very busy October. This past week we have celebrated homecoming. Unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate to have the parade, but it did not dampen the spirit of the week. The students celebrated with different theme days, a pep rally, the pink out soccer game, the football game, and the dance. Congratulations to the Student Council for a successful week. Fall sports are quickly coming to an end, and it is almost time for winter sports to begin their practices. The fall sports have been successful seasons, and which is a true testament to the amazing students we are fortunate to have at LT. Congratulations to all the students and coaches. Teachers are looking forward to the upcoming parent-teacher conferences. These meetings are a great way to strengthen the parent-teacher collaboration and helping students succeed in their classes. This format is a little different this year, but it will allow for more participation by parents. We will be also using Google Meet. The LTA approves the proposed calendar for the 24-25 school year. A special thanks to Scott Eggerding for seeking feedback of the faculty for the next school year. A special thanks to the homecoming event supervisors, Catherine Piper, Maria Ricker, Dara Voy, Kelsey Timming, Lauren Kachuna, and as well as the Student Council advisors, Frank Pearson and Michelle Sacamino. Their hard work ensures a successful homecoming and allows the students to have a great time. Finally, I know Dr. Waterman will be honoring many different student groups, as well as the Vita Plena Award winner tonight. And the LTA would like to say congratulations to all the honorees. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Okay, that concludes our first public participation opportunity. Next, we'll be moving on to our agenda items. And first, we have our student representative report from Sophia Szymanski. Welcome.
Thank you. LT students have had a very eventful month so far. For athletics, congratulations to girls golf for placing top 10 at the state competition. Girls volleyball won against York for their pink out game and raised money for cancer research. They also performed in the homecoming talent show. Boys soccer won their homecoming game in the pink out by 5-0 over Maine West, and girls tennis competed at the IHSA sectionals. Boys football won against DGN for the salute to service game and became playoff eligible. And girls swim and dive won against York, and they also won third place at the New Trier Invite and won second place at the St. Charles Classic for both varsity and JV. Boys golf took second place at the IHSA Regional and is advancing to the sectionals as a team. For Athletes of the Week, congratulations to Nick Strayer, Grace Turner, and Jack Curran. Girls cross country placed 5th at the Naperville North meet and had their final conference meet this past weekend and won 3rd place. And boys varsity cross country won 2nd at their meet this weekend. For academics, the STEM research class toured a biochemistry lab at the Truman College to help with their individual research projects with Argon Lab. A Dubac Electrical Group hosted LT students in an applied tech for manufacturing day, and the LT choir went to see Hamilton in the city. For activities, this past week was Homecoming Week, celebrated with Spirit Week, fireworks, the Homecoming Talent Show, Pink Out, and we also had Homecoming on Saturday. Model UN had their first conference at Stevenson and won various awards. Congressional Debate had their first tournament, ICDA 1, in September, where several novice debaters won awards. The Zoology Club has had an impressive turnout during their meetings this year, where they are learning how to take care of various animals. And the Junior Class Board is having a fruit snack sale during lunch, and they're getting ready for upcoming fundraisers at Portillo's and Overweiss. Save Promise Club wrapped up their Start With Hello Week, which focused on reaching out to other students who may feel alone and isolated, and they're also collecting donations for the Westchester Food Pantry at the football game. LTTV has participated in the Halloween Student Silent Film Festival this past weekend at the Tivoli Theater, where various student films were shown. Photography Club is doing a photo shoot for all LT staff and their families in October, and the money raised from these photo shoots will go into buying LT some new cameras. Menagerie has begun editorial meetings and has developed a theme for the 2024 publications. Keep a lookout for submissions. Recycling Club is welcoming new members to join and to help create a cleaner school community and is giving out volunteer hours to those who help out. And Theater Board hosted the Homecoming Improv Show on October 10th, and from October 20th to the 22nd, they'll be performing House on Pooh Corner. Older Adult Connections had their first event at the Plymouth Place and is hosting Halloween at the Plymouth Place on October 25th. French Club played a fun game of pétanque at their last meeting and is hosting an upcoming Halloween meeting. And Yoga Club hosted a goat yoga meeting last week. Interact Club made bookmarks for an upcoming book drive they're planning. And Snowball's getting ready for their upcoming retreat in November. Future healthcare professionals hosted their annual Pink Out at the soccer game to raise money for breast cancer awareness. And the chess team won 51-17 over Layton and won 6 out of the 8 boards. The art department and art club decorated the windows for the homecoming dance, and Arabic Culture Club taught students how to write their names in Arabic at the last meeting. The North Campus Library hosted button making and Halloween window painting, and GEMS met with a chemical engineer and practiced making their own websites. And finally, math team won at their first meeting with a score of 390 points and 4 perfect scores from the sophomores. That's all.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, wait, we haven't even been in school for 2 full months, right? That's crazy. And goat yoga?
Sounds so fun.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love to hear all the new things that just keep, getting added in, and the new and creative and wonderful opportunities. Thanks for bringing all of those amazing bits of great things that are going on here at LT to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sophia. Good stuff. Okay, next we will be moving on to our superintendent report, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Waterman.
Thank you, President Albert, and I would agree that Sophia's monthly report is always the best illustration of how much we have going on our campuses, and shockingly, we're almost at the end of Q1, which is amazing, so next week. So I have quite a few things to share during my superintendent report tonight. I want to begin my report tonight, though, by simply saying that as a school community, our thoughts are with anyone who's impacted by the tragic events unfolding in Israel and Gaza. Anytime news of a national or international crisis is shared with our world, our focus is always to ensure the well-being of our students and our community. This is the reason why we work so hard to foster a safe and empathetic environment for all and ensure that the learning environment remains a place where our students can continue to thrive. As a district, we have and will continue to provide resources to help students, families, and staff with these types of crises. Specifically, starting tomorrow, we'll have some additional resources for both students, families, and our staff available on our district equity webpage. So please be sure to check that out. And I think more than anything, as always, we just want to thank our community for remaining focused on caring for our students during these challenging times. We're excited to share the feedback from our first LT Community Advisory Council meeting, which was held on September 13th this year. The topic of discussion was technology at LT. Specifically, our advisory council heard a presentation that included an overview of some of the infrastructure upgrades that we've completed and are in the works for this semester. We also talked about the whole student experience as it relates to technology, like what do our students see, and then also a little dive into AI and the future of AI in education, and then also had a really good discussion on just the impact that technology has on textbook usage here at LT as well. So our presenters were Scott Eggerding, Director of Curriculum, Ed Tennant, Director of Technology, and Jeremy Burtis, who serves as one of our tech coaches here at LT. So tonight, LTCC Chair Shelley Taylor is here to share some of the consensus feedback that was provided that evening. So Shelley, thanks for being here tonight to share all of the feedback from our recent meeting.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for the chance to share this. I said it before, this is a really dedicated and passionate group. We have about 120 people, I think, on the roster, and I think we had about 50 people at our last meeting. And, they really come ready to listen and ready to discuss the questions that are brought to them. So it's really appreciated that we have the opportunity to share some highlights from what came of that. I also heard from a few that this was one of the best presentations that we've had in this group so far. So nice job for those who were presenting. So the first question that parents were asked was, what kind of tools do parents or would parents and guardians like to have more access to when it comes to technology? And really, the group generally agreed that there's plenty of access, there's plenty of information. The discussion focused a little more on helping parents navigate all the available tools. And emails came up. There's a lot of emails that come to parents. So any efforts to consolidate messages and reduce the number of emails is appreciated. It was suggested to perhaps provide some tools like YouTube video tutorials to help explain what information is available and how to access it and how to use the different tools. There's still some confusion about the way that teachers use Canvas and Infinite Campus differently. Another question was, could applications be streamlined? Could there be a single sign-on option across the apps? And then again, considering an orientation guide or a video or maybe an FAQ on the parent page. The next question was about what resources students need to be better connected and supported by the technology at LT. Several groups discussed articulation with feeder schools, and I know our group's going to hear a little bit more about the work in that area soon, so I think that's great, because it comes up often, and I think there's often questions about how much that's happening and how much things are coordinated between, the several schools that feed into LT and the high school. There's some question whether teachers are assuming that students are coming in with a little more of a baseline savvy. We know that the age group is technologically savvy. We know that the feeder schools all have technology, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're coming in knowing what the expectations are at LT. So, it would be helpful to ensure effective onboarding to technology for the students to help them understand what all the tools are, how to navigate it, how to get organized and use the tools to their benefit. We talked about the concept of digital executive function being very important, and helping students understand, just like sometimes we have to help our students understand how to organize their paperwork and their assignment book, the technology is no different. Students also might get too many emails. One suggestion that came out of the group was to use Instagram, that we know most of the students are on, to share technology tips over time. Another suggestion was to improve the Wi-Fi and power access. The Chromebook batteries don't always last all day, and it's sometimes hard to find a place to charge them. And then we talked a little bit about, in the presentation and amongst the group as well, you know, how AI is changing the way we all do things. And just making sure that that's staying front of mind and that we're teaching our students how to use AI effectively and ethically. And then the last question was probably the hardest one, talking about funding textbooks to allow for some more current digital resources. And as we understand it, this switchover could potentially pose a real increase in fees for an initial switch. So the group agrees this is a necessary investment, and a few suggested ways to mitigate the cost were to use a hybrid approach and maybe focus on courses and curricula that are going to benefit the most from digital resources first. One student in the room specifically talked about liking having a math textbook, being able to flip back and forth and have that in front of them. We also talked about maybe phasing it in by grade level or by subject area. Some of the pros that were discussed in general were this would be more environmental friendly, materials would be accessible anywhere, anytime, and materials could be more interactive. Cons considered were learning differences and how that would affect students who learn in different ways, the expenses that we discussed, and Wi-Fi access at school and at home. There's a real concern to make sure that all families can afford the fees and the internet access that would be required for digital text. A lot of questions about how we're benchmarking against other districts. I think some of that information was shared in the presentation. Interest in that, as well as making sure that we're doing what our students need and not just focusing on what everyone else is doing. And also, it was brought up maybe we could consider partnering with other districts to increase purchase power. And that was all of it. I think the entire feedback is available online for anyone who's interested. Right?
Thank you, Shelley. We appreciate it. So, as Shelley mentioned, if you go to lths.net /LTCAC, you can see the presentation, the slide deck, all the raw data. As you know, Shelley presented the summary of the responses we got on that presentation, but all the raw data is available on the LTCAC website. I'll also use this opportunity to put in a shameless plug for LTCAC. We're always looking for new members. We have a lot of students, staff, and parents here in the audience. So our next meeting is on November 1st, Wednesday night, November 1st. And as Shelley talked about, we're going to discuss the different ways that we collaborate with our 6 associate school districts. So again, Wednesday, November 1st, go to the website, LTCAC website, to learn more about that. And Shelley, thank you again for being here tonight to share that. Moving on, so just a real quick FOIA report. Since the September meeting, the district has received a variety of FOIA requests, and all of those are included as an itemized list within your personal board packet here this evening. A couple of awareness items as well. In October, LT is excited to celebrate LGBTQ+ History Month with activities aimed at supporting and celebrating our LGBTQ students and community. LGBTQ History Month encourages informative discussions to learn more about the leaders who continue to drive equality forward, and LT is excited to host activities throughout the upcoming weeks to celebrate LGBTQ+ History Month. Also in October, we celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which has an overall aim of raising awareness about the impact of breast cancer. Certainly when we raise our voices together, we help spread the word about the importance of breast cancer screening, support, and research. And as always, LT will host a variety of pink outs, including this past Friday during homecoming week, and other events throughout the month to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Finally, we have a ton of celebrations to celebrate tonight. So as part of, this is kind of a new initiative here, but as part of quarter one of this school year, I'm really excited to celebrate a lot of the many things that make LT such a special place. We want to acknowledge the dedication and the hard work of our remarkable students, our staff, who commit daily to excellence, innovation, and empowerment here at LT. So to start our recognition, I want to shine a light on our Adaptive PE Leaders program. So this is a program that's in its first year. And when we started this program, it had a very specific goal when it was introduced into our academic program guide. And that is to create leadership opportunities for LT students, as well as positive interactions between special education students and general education students. It's a semester-long class, which is currently offered to our freshmen and sophomores, and really has created a truly unique experience for so many students here at LT. So we have a short video that we want to play that highlights this amazing program.
The Adaptive PE Leader program here at LT is really all about creating an inclusive environment amongst our school community. There's so much that can be learned through our general education students working with our special education students.
The Adaptive Learning Program helps our Life PE students to form connections with their non-disabled peers. Some of them historically have struggled with motivation in PE class, and the second we introduced the buddy class, they just light up. They change, they are smiling, they are happy to be there.
The skills that I'm working on with them in our special education classroom and in our social skills class in particular, where we're working on conversation skills, how to make a friend, how to be a friend, and then the students are going to the adaptive learning PE class and actually getting to practice those skills with peer buddies.
They have team sports, they have physical fitness, they have swimming, they have, all of those types of activities that we know benefit all students. On the adaptive PE side, those leaders would be able to also participate in those same activities, but they're doing it through a lens of partnership with students with differing abilities.
So within this course, I've seen a lot of skills being developed. One of them being leadership. And through leadership, I think that I've also seen just the kindness of students, the compassion of students, their empathy towards each other. And this has especially been exhibited as they've started to work together.
Our general education students learn about what it's like to teach, and they learn about what it's like to support students with special needs, to make accommodations and modifications for them. Our special education students really gain some value through peer modeling as they're working with these general education peers, and they really, we've noticed that their engagement in class has truly skyrocketed by working with their same age peers.
I think it's really hard with self-contained programs where you really need to work on academic skills at a different level than the rest of the school's at. The students really become isolated. And so by being in a buddy PE class where they're making friends that they might not otherwise have classes with, they really start to feel that belonging that we're really trying to teach and foster at LT.
But personally, the best part is watching them interact with one another. I think swimming was the first day that I saw this. They're just so passionate about working together and including everyone.
For any student, no matter what their ability level, it is so important for all of us to know how to interact in a world where everyone has differing abilities, and to know how to bring people into the fold, and to know how to engage with other people no matter what their skill sets are, no matter what their strengths and areas for need are.
I joined this program because my uncle grew up with spina bifida, and my dad helped him a lot, like with walking and all that, and I really want to go into the medical field as well. It really interests me, and as well as these kids have been so amazing to work with so far.
My favorite thing about this class is adapting and accommodating the needs for other students.
I decided to take this class because I saw it as a great opportunity to make all kids in the school feel welcomed and feel included in all activities that we do. And it's especially difficult for our buddies to do PE, so I thought this would be a good idea to take this class.
There's so much that can be learned when our general education students and our special education students work together and to support one another. In a regular setting, they're not going to cross paths that often. And this is an opportunity to bring them together, to build relationships, to build friendships, and we've noticed a lot of benefit in the class.
So that's actually the first time our staff have seen that video as well. So this is truly a premiere for the video. But as you can see, the benefits of a course like this are obvious just by creating a learning environment of combined general education students and special education students. We really have a blended class of students who thrive. Gen Ed students who want to pursue a career in education or special education or any kind of helping field, or want to pursue a career in a rehab setting, et cetera, or just want to develop their leadership skills or just enjoy helping others, are really getting hands-on experience on a daily basis. And they're engaging and assisting our adaptive students who cannot otherwise or may not otherwise be able to participate in general PE course offerings. It allows them to learn how to develop differentiated activities to meet the needs of all students, teach lessons, modify, accommodate, really for all students' needs, and that even extends to completing self-assessments and self-reflections, following lessons, and really the ability to provide effective peer feedback throughout that process as well. So it's really just been an awesome addition to our academic program guide, and we're really excited to see how this program expands in the coming years with some potential increased enrollment and availability at North Campus as well, hopefully in the future. And so with that, I want to recognize, acknowledge, and thank several people here tonight who are instrumental to the success of this program. And that is Kurt Johns, Division Chair for Physical Welfare, Melissa Moore, Division Chair for Special Education, and then our two teachers who are in attendance, Christine Venz, a PE teacher, and Gretchen Yoakum, our PE teacher as well. So thank you guys again. Congratulations. Yeah. So to start, we'll recognize Kurt Johns. Kurt, thank you. Dr. Melissa Moore, Special Education Division Chair. Gretchen Yoakum, PE teacher. With an audience, Gretchen is, and Christine Venz, PE teacher and health teacher. Congratulations again, and thank you guys for all that you do for that program and for our school. Okay, so as you can see, we also have a large crowd here tonight, and I'm excited to see both students and families here as we celebrate the recognition of some incredible LT students. Every year, LT is notified by the College Board of exemplary students who are nationally recognized for their academic achievement. This year, we are proud of the 64 students who have been recognized for National Hispanic Recognition, National African American Recognition, National Merit Semifinalist Recognition, and National Merit Commended Recognition. So we're going to begin this evening with the National Merit Hispanic Scholars. This is a program offered by College Board that was initiated in 1983 to identify outstanding Hispanic high school students, and we are proud to recognize 19 outstanding LT students who have achieved that honor. So students, as I read your name, please come up to the front to receive your award, and I'll start reading names now. Aiden Diaz. Congratulations. Alessandra Feig. Ian Gamino. Amelia Mariano. Alessandro Ortega. Let's have a round of applause for all of our National Hispanic Scholars. The College Board's National African American Scholar Program was initiated in 1964 in conjunction with the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and recognizes outstanding African American youth in our nation's schools. We are proud to recognize 6 outstanding LT students who have achieved this honor. We'll start with Madison Farrell. Morgan Farrell. Let's have a round of applause for our National African American Scholars. So more than 1.5 million students nationwide entered the National Merit Program as juniors last year by taking the PSAT NMSQT qualifying test. High scores were designated semifinalists, which represents less than 1% of the state's graduating class. In total, just over 16,000 academically talented seniors qualified nationwide, and we are proud to recognize 9 students who achieved National Merit semifinalist status. Our first honoree is Mark DeMonte. Ella Macias. Congratulations. Joseph Stetler. Nicholas Strayer. How about a round of applause for our National Merit semifinalist honorees? So National Merit commended students are named on the basis of a nationally applied selection index qualifying score that varies from year to year. Tonight, we are proud to recognize 29 LT students for achieving commended status in the National Merit Scholarship Program. Our first honoree is Tegan Arndt. Emily Brubach. Lucy Dillenbeck. Eleanor Garrity. Congratulations. Riley McCarthy. Vincent Messia. Michael Narr. Catherine Prostolski. Charlotte Rice. Joseph Severson. Jude Short. Daniel Sveldness. Alexander Thompson. Charles Wolcott. So how about another round of applause for all of our student recognees? And we do have some students who are not able to make it tonight, and I think their parents were here. So just so everyone knows, we will make sure we get everyone's recognition certificate to them tomorrow if they weren't able to be here with us this evening. As I was talking to the parents earlier, our kids have really busy schedules, and we had some choir concerts or choir practices and band practices and yearbook stuff. So we get it. Kids are really busy. So thanks for everyone for being here to recognize our students. And again, congratulations to our student honorees. So finally tonight, I'm excited to recognize our latest Vita Plena Award recipient. The Vita Plena Award has been presented by the superintendent to a deserving staff member since the mid-1990s. The award is generally presented to an individual who embodies the theme of inspiration, of creativity, kindness, selflessness, and just really overall someone who goes above and beyond in service to our school community, to our students, our staff, and our community. So as we kind of searched to honor a staff member with a Vita Plena Award for quarter one, Samantha Zavala was a natural choice. Samantha began her career here at LT in 2010 after having taught art in both District U46 in Elgin and also Homewood Flossmoor High School. During her time at LT, Sam has taught all kinds of courses, both in art, but also began teaching in our Student Services Department during the 2013-2014 school year. Most recently, Sam also helps to oversee and coordinate our transition program that we offer to our 8th grade students, really as a way to smooth their transition from middle school to LT as freshmen. This program has grown significantly over the last several years. A lot of it due to Sam's involvement, and really has also resulted in the addition of several beautiful murals at both North Campus and South Campus, which is kind of a hallmark of the program. The students work all week under Sam's guidance and leadership to design and ultimately produce a mural in our hallways. And so that's really become a really cool feature of the program. Sam holds a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, also a master's degree in curriculum and instruction from Concordia, and then also has continued her education through additional coursework at Dominican University. We are proud to work with Sam as she impacts our school community in so many amazing and positive ways. She really does embody what the Vita Plena Award is about, which is why we're really honored to recognize her here tonight. Sam, congratulations, and thank you for all the amazing ways you support our LT community. So one of the best parts about this job is having the ability to recognize our amazing staff and students. And tonight really are just a few of the examples of the amazing things that happen every day here at LT. So that concludes my superintendent report for this evening.
Well, that was...
And now it's a good pause time, right?
Yep, that was a great one, and I wish we could do that every meeting. We wouldn't have enough to do. We just wouldn't get anything else done.
Right.
That was amazing.
If I didn't take a pause.
Yeah.
That was cute. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I love the little guy.
I know. That just drives it home.
That video for that.
It's cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Very well done.
guys.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you for
Sam.
coming. Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay. They're all going.
I know, we know how to clear a room.
On a good note.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay. Next, we'll move on to the new business action items. We will begin with the approval of board member participation in the joint annual conference IASB, IASA, IASBO, to be held on November 17th through 19th of 2023. Don't try to... Did I? Oh, I'm so sorry. I skipped it. I apologize. Okay.
Calendar.
Yep, let's go backwards. Moving to our unfinished business action items, we will begin first with the second reading of the 2024-2025 school year calendar with Director Scott Eggerding to present. Sorry about that, Scott.
That's quite all right.
Skipping right over you.
We are taking a look at the calendar one last time for next year. We did provide the community input. We heard from the Faculty Association and a number of community members. I did outline their concerns. It wasn't a large number of comments. I believe there were 7, maybe 8 emails. Sort of a wide range of topics and all things that we talked about with this particular calendar. Just as a reminder, we are looking to move that spring break a little bit later than normal to match the DuPage County spring break. So every school in DuPage follows the same calendar, and given many of our staff live in DuPage and many of our families actually work in DuPage as well, we felt that that was a good thing to match. Other than that, everything is pretty traditional as previous. As always, some people would like us to start later, some people would like us to get out earlier, some people would like longer breaks, or different breaks and all that. And totally understand that. I also know there are people who are actually waiting with bated breath to figure out what everything is so they can start making their plans for next year already. So with that, I really have nothing to change from last year, just that simple reminder that we are having that extra day over President's Day weekend to put final exams the 3 days after Memorial Day and not break those over. So we do have that sort of mini break, and then we also have that Institute Day we're bringing back for the spring, which also allows us to participate in the DuPage Countywide Institute Day, where our teachers can go visit other schools that are also doing an institute that week. So with that, I present the calendar for your approval and make that recommendation.
Okay, any questions or discussion from the board? Okay, great. Thank you, Scott. Can we then have a motion to approve the 2024-2025 school year calendar as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Marilyn, will you please call the roll?
Member Alvarez?
Yes.
Member Vida Daniel?
Yes.
Member Dillon?
Yes.
Member Gretsch?
Yes.
Member Nava?
Yes.
Member Thomas?
Yes.
Member O'Bear?
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you, Scott.
I will share that with our feeder schools tomorrow as well, just so they're on the same page.
Okay. And we generally approve ours before they all approve
yeah.
theirs, yeah. Okay, that's great. Okay, now we'll move on to new business. And we'll move on to the first new business action item. We will begin with the approval of board member participation in the joint annual conference, I got to say these 3 again, IASB, IASA, IASBO, to be held on November 17th through the 19th of 2023. I'm really excited that we have 6 of our board members that will be able to attend this year. That's amazing, and I know everyone would have liked to have attended, but it's a real tricky weekend with being right before the Thanksgiving holiday and the Thanksgiving week. But this is such a great opportunity for us to really surround ourselves with opportunities for professional development, to be surrounded by some of the experts in the state of Illinois who can really provide a level of information and depth and opportunity for us to fully understand what's going on in education at the state level, at the local level. It's an opportunity to meet with other boards. So I'm really excited and grateful and recognize that it's a big commitment on the board members' part to attend this. We have a couple of members who are attending the conference on Thursday. It's all day. And then the rest of the members are attending Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I think it's just wonderful, and thank you all for being so willing to give up your time to be there and participate in this.
Yeah, I'll just say I've been at this conference for the last 10 years or so, and as a school administrator and even attending and presenting some of these conferences, and the depth of knowledge and the amount of which we steal information from other districts is unprecedented. It's that one conference where you can go and just get a lot of different information to better your school district. So I'm a big fan of this conference and happy to be attending on the different side of it now as a board member as opposed to an administrator. But I also agree that it gives school boards the opportunity to gain a lot of knowledge, work well together, and moving our district, even more forward than we are right now. So I'm happy to participate.
Great. Excellent. Okay, well then, if we could have a motion, please, to approve the LTHS District 204 board member participation in the joint annual conference.
So moved.
Second.
Marilyn, will you please call the roll?
Member Daniels?
Yes.
Member Dillon?
Yes.
Member Dutch?
Yes.
Member Nava?
Yes.
Member Thomas?
Yes.
Member Alvarez?
Yes.
Member O'Bear?
Yes. Excellent, thank you, everybody. Okay, that concludes our unfinished and new business this evening, and next we have reached the consent agenda portion of our meeting. Our consent agenda includes the following items: payment of bills and financial statements for LTHS and LADSI for month of September 2023, business services, Illinois School Maintenance Grant approval, human resource items for LTHS and LADSI, review and approval of the meeting minutes, open and closed sessions, overnight student travel, and donations. Any questions or discussion from the board?
I do have a question, just out of curiosity. For the donation, how come we were selected to receive it? Do you know any background? I was just interested that another school was giving it to us.
We can get that information for you. That information is provided to us by the department chair. Okay. So I can reach out to him and get that information.
I'll follow up, Joe.
I was just curious. It was great to see it being
Yeah.
transferred, but that was it. It was great news.
Which item are we talking about?
The donation.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about too, but which one? Which line are you?
Oh, down there, on the second page. I'm looking at the wrong.
Looking for the page.
Yeah,
It's on
still number.
page 96. Yep, from Glenbrook North.
Oh, here we go. Granite XT.
Oh, well, why didn't we?
Okay, so you'll provide
Yep,
that
I can
information
get
back
that
to the board
information back,
afterwards?
yep,
Great.
for sure.
Anyone else?
Oh, I guess, yeah. 'cause it's
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Marilyn, will you please call the roll?
Member Dillon?
Yes.
Member Dutch?
Yes.
Member Nava?
Yes.
Member Thomas?
Yes.
Member Alvarez?
Yes.
Member Daniels?
Yes.
Member O'Bear?
Yes. Okay, our final agenda item is the second opportunity for audience members to give comments or feedback to the Board of Education. Marilyn, do we have anyone signed up? Okay, great. May I please have a motion then to adjourn our meeting for this evening?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.